All right. One thing I need to double check with my setup is I don't have an easy way to see live chat. I need to tweak my tablet to be over there later, but for now, I'll just toss this like here. Should be enough for now. Anyways, okay, so what I've done to recap the whole thing, because this will probably go up on YouTube, is I took DAM, which is the Dark Elf male actor info, and copied it into MIM, which is the Mimic standalone S3D that just so happens to only have a single model on it. And what I'm trying to do is convert all of its actor def info, which I succeeded on. I just renamed all the DAMs to MIM, as well as all of the animations from a dwarf. So the final product, if I can get all the different settings right, is that you'll have a Dark Elf male mesh with all of the dwarf male animations so that you can get an abomination. With my current work, I think that the actor def info did get copied just fine. The problem is that the animations are not currently referencing. I need to double check a couple things for that. So DM sprite def is where the actual mesh data, gets declared on the center of the screen now. And hey, Zero Hex, happy Halloween. I am Frankensteining it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure with my conversation with Darius earlier that DAGs, which is the hierarchical sprite def of your model, has all of these indexes, and these indexes have animation references. And for some reason, what I might actually try, because it's a very easy tweak, is I'm going to reference... Well, first, let me show you what I've made, okay? This should be pretty amusing. So this is what I have right now. You can see that the Dark Elf model is not positioned correctly for the animations. The part I'm not too sure on is why some of the animation portions are so wrong. Like, you can tell this isn't a typical Dark Elf. I can't tell if it's a dwarf, though, or not. Like, that jump feels like a... It's possible there's a hybrid going on here. Like, for example, when I run jump, that looks like a Dark Elf jump. But the idle animation does kind of look like the dwarf one. The emotes don't work. So it's possible that some of my animations are applying, but others are not. So what I'm going to probably do as just a quick test is I will actually reference the old animation in my Quell exporter and convert this over, exit. And what I'll actually do is start up EQ again and attempt to see if the animations will take on the Mimic's form or not. Because if it does, then we know that we're at least partially overwriting animations. You're doing this against Quellius's will. It ain't right. All right. So let's take a look in game what this looks like. So now you can tell that broke a lot of things. We'll go ahead and change into it. I believe it's race 54. No, 52. There it is. So this is the mimic animations applied to the dark elf. So we get the little jump, doop a doop a doop a doop. I wonder what the attack looks like. Let's do some do anims. Okay, that's something. 3. I mean, they're all just kind of playing the same animation over and over. Let me go find what the death animation is real quick. Animations. Animate or death is 16. Yeah, that wasn't very interesting. Just a little wiggle. But this does give a little bit more confidence that we are at least applying animations, you know? So I'm going to take a picture of this just because it looks funny. The dark elf with mimic animations. And let's get back into figuring this out. Okay. So I restored the animations. We now have confidence that these are loading. And these animations here are based on... I got a bunch of windows open. Let me close some. This is based on the dark elf or dwarf animation. So let me grab that one. That's a global car quail. I'm going to put that into another VS Code window here real quick, which I don't think you'll be able to see, which is fine because I'm going to be copying things over. Okay, so dwarf male animations were originally this file. So on the right is my OG, and then on the left will be my new replaced. And you can see that they're identical, right? So the challenge is, why does this file not reference this stuff? So in DAG, we have basically a reference to every bone, and every bone should be here. And then I believe the animations need to match the naming convention. So just for fun, the jump forward animation is LO1, or sorry, LO3. So this right here is what gives the dwarf flip animation life. Nani? Does that actually play? I didn't hear it. Let me know if you heard it on your side. There's a chance I need to re-import that later. But we can tell, oh, that's a huge bummer. Wasting all those treasure chest points. Yeah. I'll look at that later. But that aside, okay, so LO3 is imported. So why isn't it playing it? And why is it only playing some? There has to be some sort of reference going on. And I'm trying to think where that would be. Because I also noticed that like socials didn't animate either. There wasn't a binding properly. It might be an NPC side effect. Like, do you think it's possible that NPCs, just by their nature, have limitations to the number of animations that they can support? I guess an easy way to test that is to, let's say, take Wood Elf male, which are the original animations for Dark Elves, and see if their socials play. I don't know. That feels like it wouldn't impact this. It's a good question. What should I tweak in order to get this working? I guess I can compare with the dwarf. Oh, this is female. Oh, I'm actually importing the dwarf female. That's the problem. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I copied dark or dwarf female. Okay. So now that we know this, what I can do is search for DWM and replace it with MIM. I think that's all I have to do. And then rerun the export and restart EQ. This will be interesting to see if this gives the front flip as well as the dwarf sizing thing that my abomination had. In theory, it could. I don't know. It depends on scaling and some other data points. But we'll find out. All right. Yeah, no, this looks perfect now. All right, so if we do anim 52, or race 52. Cool, so now we have the stubby toed. There are some different animation playbacks, like his hands are rotated incorrectly and his head normally was oriented, but no, this looks perfect. Let's see if we do the jump. We do the jump. This is honestly mission successful. So this just alone is essentially success. So now let's see if the emotes work. So like, let's do a dance. Nope. Nod. I wonder how that works. Like, I don't know why socials don't get copied over. SO1. I mean, so the animations are declared here. Interesting. Can an NPC get socials? I'm trying to think what I could touch to make this tweak differently. Because, you know, there's an obvious naming convention going on here, like SO1 MIM track def. Can you remember in game at any point that an NPC had animations? I'm typing out the discoveries that we just talked about. I guess because it doesn't hurt anything, we could try taking the social anims, you know, like the SO1 MIM track def. So what I would do is just search for SO1 and I can't just remove the suffix. Let me double check if like attack animation and stuff work though. So we'll just go do anim 1. You get a nice kick. Yeah, these all look perfect for a dark elf, or for a dwarf. Even though the weapon is technically on the wrong hand, which is an interesting bug. Could I fix that? Did that happen on my original example of this? It was on his right hand. No, actually, this is correct. I think it's just the orientation of the weapon that's the problem. Which is part of the abomination, you know what I mean? But I could technically come in here and like import this into Darius's tool and just do a little bit of cleanup. So like, you know what I mean? The bone attachments are right, things like that. That might be worthwhile, you know what I mean? Just to kind of clean it up. But we can ship it. What should we call this? Like, we need a unique 3-letter word that will identify this specific file. If we go to the race inventory system, we don't actually get the listing. That's actually a little annoying. We don't have a easy resource for all race model names, do we? I think I have one in my gists. Can I search gists? Yes. Can you search for like owned by me? Yeah. So you just do user : Zachary, and then you'll go like model. This is wearable models. I have so many gists. Race name. I need to make a cheat sheet for that, but let's say they do ABO. I don't think ABO is ever used. No, I don't have the list. I'll have to go find that later. But at least mission accomplished up to here. Maybe I'll try opening up Blender and getting his tool. Do you guys see Blender? Yes, that's good. All right, so he's adopted it into a new add-on actually, and I think he's packed Quail into it as well, which is perfect. So let's give this a whirl real quick. Go to downloads. We'll go to edit, preferences. We'll go to add-ons. We'll install from downloads the WC importer. We'll enable it. I don't fully know how he works this now. It looks like he made it into a button, which is perfect. And essentially, we just want to import C drive, games, EQ, rebuild EQ. No, this isn't the way to do it. Then we need to go to the MIM car. And then we open up mim.wce. Okay. He is giving me... He is not fully updated. I don't think he's packed the Quail version into his thing yet. Because if he did, that would not fail like that. I will mess around with this later, I think. But this is good enough. We basically got it working and portable. So I'll rename all this. I'm pretty sure I can just take MIM and we'll make it something new. ABM. I could also call it like the AWM. Abomination. Dwarf male. It would be nice to figure out the texture problem. Like, actually, does texture 1 work? It does. And texture 2, texture 3, and texture 4. The problem is I think all of the lookup tables for your default race and then the materials that you transform into with an illusion are not one and the same. do heads change? Yes. So the heads are actually like your helmet. So I can do like texture 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, and now I have a plate looking dwarf abomination. Hmm. What's cool about this is even if you have Looseland models enabled, it'll still use classic. Place all mobs with different armor texture versions of this guy. You totally could. There's a lot of really interesting little hacks like that you could possibly do. I really need to get my client editor working because that, or my client mod patcher, I need to get that into a release candidate state because there are a ton of little edits that you could do to your client that are just like absolutely worth it. Hey, Overloaded, did you see what I made? Come over here, you gigantic dwarf. That's Az up here. Oh, hey, Az. Hey, Overloaded. So here you go. This is the Dark Elf male mesh with a dwarf body animation, including the good old-fashioned front flip. Oops, as he warps me. There's the death. There's the animation. So I'm basically making a mod so that there will be a unique model for the hero's journey, and this will basically be an illusion. So it doesn't even hurt the normal, dark elf model. And even if you have Looseland models enabled, you can get an illusion that makes you look like this. So, because this was what the GMs requested me to make, so I have made it at their. So yeah, you get the head on the side. The weapon is technically on the wrong hand, or at least the attachment point is wonky. So, yeah. I could rotate the head. Honestly, I could do anything with this. But I kind of like it as is. Like, this is literally take a dark elf model and attach on all the animations of dwarf male, and this is what you get. So, it's funny. So are you guys going to play Hero's Journey when it launches on November 1st? Hope to see you there. I know you guys have been having a lot of fun on Teak. This is actually super informative, by the way, because I'm going to start a new character on Hidden Forest. Right on. Okay, so one thing I can do real quick while we're just sort of talking is I'm going to go up all the animations and see if any of them don't play that should. So like so far, every animation plays, which means NPCs can be utilizing all of, get hit. Oh, that looks right. Okay. Those are right. There's drowning. So you can actually make an NPC do a drown animation. Death. Standby doesn't really animate. There's the lunge, the jump. There's jump at position. There's swimming, crouched walk, ladder climb, crouch. So you can actually make NPCs crouch. That's interesting. 27. Oh, cheer does work. Wait, so emotes work. So why does sigh? No, they're working now. So dance doesn't work. Huh. Yawn, did that work? No. Okay, wait. So let me write notes here. That's Neil. Wait. 38 did it play? Sit didn't work. It actually does work, but it makes you crouch. Like I'm sitting right now. Or wait, no. Let's do /sit. Okay, so sitting works. It is technically possible to import animations from other games. It's still on like the list for me to flying kick. You know, something I can actually do. Let's actually try to do this real quick. So who has the coolest flying kick? It's probably Ixar, right? Do we know what model Ixar is on? I don't know if I know the Ixars. I think it's like Global Ick or something. Let me go check. Basically, what I'm going to also do is transplant flying kick from Ixar onto a dwarf or onto a dark elf model that has a dwarf baseline animation. So it's just going to be an abomination. I'm pretty sure it would work if I do all the naming right. So let me try to figure this out. Global Ixar is going to be the Lucklin. I need the classic. And I don't know if... Is it IKM? I think they started separating the models later. It's probably packed into one of the global models, if I had to guess. So let's do that. Quail convert global to... I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just telling you out loud. To global to car.quail. I wrote quail, by the way. It's pretty cool you can do this with my little tools. And I'm just going to convert a few of these, and we'll be able to find it pretty quick and easy once we convert. Looks like 3 still... Oops, I messed up there a little bit. Looks like 3 still has some bugs, but that's fine. Let's see what we got. 3, 2 has Inaruk. 4, no. 5, no. It might not be in these, honestly. I don't know where the classic model modern stuff go. Chem. Oh, that's is this who I think it is? Is Kef Bashir? No. Yeah, that looks like Vashir. I think Kef is Vashir. So wait, Global 7 has Vashir models. So I am on the right track at least. So that technically means I may have missed it. IKM. I'm not seeing it unless it's in global 3 and I just skipped it. Yeah, I can't get global 3 to extract for some reason. Gotta think about this. Models. Here's the model dump. This is what I want. IKM. Where is it in the model dump? Some of it is actually in chequip. Global 4 has ICAM. Didn't I look at global 4? I must have messed up the conversion of 4. Well, I will try again. Global 4. There we go. Okay, cool. So what we need to do is, let's say XR male has a set of animations, right? I'm going to just copy this over to the right. You can see it here. So now we need to find animation 45, which is flying kick. All right, so 45 flying kick is T07. So if we look for T07, which is this right here, and we copy all of T07, as many of the bone fragments as we can. There's a lot. Okay, there's a whole lot. I don't know what the tail's going to do. It should just ignore the data. Okay. Okay, so now on the right side, we're going to make mim flying kick.wce, and we're just going to paste all that data in. We're going to go to root, and we're going to include mim underscore flying kick.wce. Okay. And now we go IKM, we search for every instance of the word IKM, and we replace it with mim. And in theory, if I did everything right, I can now convert this back. Success. Restart my client. And unless I missed something, flying kick should now animate when you do 45. And it's probably going to be just as scary as everything else because the model will probably grow because the animation is so different. So we'll see though. I don't know. Some of these things are unpredictable. This is assuming it even loads it, but we'll see. Because we may crash from that. Nope. All right, so race 52. We're back to looking like this, and then we're going to do animation 45. I mean, it worked. What the? So yeah, I just transplanted the Ixar's flying kick animation onto the Dark Elf model. So, because before it didn't do anything when you did that animation. Wham. So, normal halfling both Ixar flying kick. I mean, it's gonna just look just as horrendous. I just transplanted Ixar flying kick onto my abomination. Okay, let's continue the animation list. So Tiger Claw needs the same treatment. We're going to do the same thing for Tiger Claw, which is 46, which is TO8. I'm pretty sure 47 will need it too. Let's double check. Yeah. So 47 and 46 are TO9 and TO8. So the exact same treatment. We're going to go back into XR animation. And I think it's as simple as we copy 8 and 9. And we'll put it into flying kick down here. And then we rename IKM to MIM. And I think we're done. Do a conversion real quick. Start it up again. One of my milestone projects that I keep getting distracted to actually work on is to take the Lineage 2 Dark Elf, female, probably male too, models and convert them into a compatible variant of Lucklin. So like this model right here, making this be a Lineage 2 Dark Elf. Very ambitious. A lot of cleanup going to be needed in Blender, but it should technically be possible at this point with Darius's add-ons for Blender combined with the WC stuff I made. So that would be pretty cool. All right. So we're going to do 46. 47. Man, that is so cursed. Like, you see its arms, like, what the heck? Ship it. All right, let's keep going up the animation list. Unfortunately, some of the socials break, and I still don't fully know why. In fact, 48 through 52 don't animate. 54, 55, 57. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of the social animations don't line up on, I think it's an NPC bug. I can't fully say. Because you can see, he's just sitting there. And I'm going through a ton of socials right now. We're going to hit instrument playback as well soon. I think he has tail rake already. Does tail rake have its own animation? Yeah, so there's a GM buff called GM HP3M that just literally gives you 3 million hit points, and it has no buff duration. I believe they spin their tail. Yeah, but see, we don't have a tail. I'd have to add a bone for the tail, and that would, you know what I mean? That's like another level of headaches. I think I skipped instruments. That would have been 39. Why is instrument not right? 40? I need to fix my list here to double check this. But yeah, this client is so cursed and tweaked. Like, you see what happens when I do tooltip on my spells? Or like if you inspect the spell's name. Spell, Vampiric Curse, level 29, 144 mana, and does 21 damage. Or Cloak of Akiva, level 60, 250 mana. It's kind of funny. And direct damage stuff. Drain Soul, level 48, 248 mana, and does 406 damage. So. Okay. How do I make an instrument song play? I think if I find spell like silos. Well, what I can do is camp out, log into a bard, and just play an instrument and see if it does the animation or not. Because I don't think dwarves do a guitar strum or anything like that, right? All right, so here's Bard. Phillips. Not yet. I mean, there's more to this, by the way, than just. And by the way, I was also trying to fix Emerald Jungle. You know how there's like a huge frame drop when you're on a cliff here looking out? You might notice, by the way, the trees don't animate. I actually took out all of the frame vertex animations of every tree. The frame rate is slightly better, but the problem is there's like literally 10,000 trees here. So what I plan to do here at some point is create an LOD tree, level of detail, so that when you get beyond a certain point of rendering, the trees are lower resolution. So they'll still have the same base, but they'll just not be as crazy. So that should help with that. Because when they made Emerald Jungle, they had a far clip that was so short that it didn't matter that there was 10,000 trees. Anyways, okay, so we are a bard. We're going to play a song. Let's do a drum song with a drum on. We'll just double check it actually plays it. Yep, there you go. Now we do race 52. And we replay. Oh yeah, he's doing a drum. He's fine. He's like stabbing his freaking drum, but we got animations. Always played with the far clips of PC, so it couldn't handle it. Yeah. And by the way, I can change his textures. So you get plate. Yeah, I don't even fully know where this animation's coming from. Like, you can tell that its body is playing the dwarf male. So, I mean, we can figure it out real quick. Let's see if dwarf actually has a drum percussion playback. So it's TO1. So if we go back to here and we go to, if we go back to Mim Annie and then go TO1, interesting. So TO1 is not like he's walking on his knees. Yeah, well, that's basically what a dwarf size is. And hey, Darius, there you go. Yeah, they have to because, but that's weird that, so TO1 should be percussion, which is 39. Do animation 39. I need to get like a lute and stuff real quick. Mandolin. Oof. Why are my item links so broken? SI 13013. There we go. So now let's play lute. That looks like I'm equipping it like a shield. Stab. You got hit by that buff, right? You should do 1 point of damage when in this illusion every time you strum a guitar with your freaking dagger. I feel like I need to do WC 1025. Oh, 7. Oh, where is it? Is it 4? 3? Oh, I can't remember what it was. The gnome. Yeah, whatever. You can have a bloody ore. There you go. But yeah, Darius. So I did successfully get flying kick animations to work. I just don't know if, what is tail strike? I think that is part of the flying kick rounds. It just replays those animations. Let's actually check this real quick. Where is flying kick? You can see this in action. Do animation 45. So as you see, the character shrinks in its profile a little bit on each animation. There's the tiger claw attack, and there's the other one. I don't even know what those are called exactly. Actually, I can scroll down and tell you. So flying kick is 45. This one. That's flying kick. It looks like a kick. Tiger claw is that. And I think that's the tail whip one too, but I could be wrong. And then eagle strike is the last one. Yeah, I think, actually, I know this recently. Somebody mentioned this. Ixar, so Dragon Punch is Tail Rake. They share the same IDs, but I don't know if Dragon Punch has its own. Is that? So in the animation list, there's only 3 monk animations. And I just replaced all those. Tail rake is the tail one, I suppose. It's like an uppercut. Let me go look in the file and see if the XR male, because we just copied 7, 8, and 9, right? They're like a 6. And if, yes, there is, but is there a TO6 in my stuff? Well, let's go to Mim Annie TO6. Yeah. So TO6, what is TO6 mapped to? It's spell offense. So when you do 44, that's you casting a spell, which I'm pretty sure you don't tail kick when you play. Oh, here's a way to do it. Let's go to 128 and let's play 44. Yeah, that's the normal. Then you have flying kick. There's tiger claw. And that's eagle strike. So we don't know what flying kick's animation is. How do we find that easy? I had trouble finding tail rake myself when I was making animations for Froglock a few months ago. Yeah, I don't know. Because it could be like the animations of 41, 40. There's some animations we have server side as being blocked. And it's possible it's like T10. Because we don't actually have T10. Does XR have T10? No. Huh. Oh. Okay, let's take a look at that. So we know that XR is in Global 4. Is there a Global 4 Car 2? Global 4. No, there's no. All the globals don't have version 2s. The global numbers don't have car 2s, but the Lucklin ones do. Is there a tail rake for classic models, or is it only in Lucklin? Because, yeah, we're having a struggle here. Tail rake classic XR. I don't know when this occurred, but I have been seeing the last few days, flying kick is doing roundhouse animations and not hitting or landing. Flying kick should look like flying kick, not a roundhouse or tail rake. Yeah, because P99 was inquiring about it. I think Dragon Punch is Tail Rake. And do we know what Dragon Punch's animation is? It's 21 in the skill emotes, but it's not. I don't know. That's hard. I don't know how to easily find that, unfortunately. Yeah. What I'll do, I think, is especially later, I will go through and figure out like I'll do a server side edit to my server so that I can do all the animations, even the ones that are getting blocked, because there's this animation ID 41 does not exist or is invalid. I'm pretty sure that's a server side check, and I'm going to go in and just remove all those and just see what the client plays when you do each one, because we're trying to map them all, and it's hard when the server's blocking you because they decide a certain ID is invalid. So, and with that data, I can properly get things working. And while I have you here, Darius, another challenge we were hitting is some animations, like you saw it on the comments. Like 48, right, is nod. And you can see it played it there, right? It's a nod. When I change to race 52, which is my abomination, and then I do 48, the nod is not playing. So nod is animation SO6, okay? And if we go into my animations here, oh, SO6 isn't in here. That's why. So how does a dwarf male nod? Interesting. Obviously, Ixars can nod. That feels weird. It's possible, though. Let me check dwarf female real quick. That's a good call. It's also possible dwarf is inheriting from like gnome. You know what I mean? Like there could be a skeletal similarity to that point. Sorry, I'm getting dwarf female and copying it over. Okay. SO6 is not in dwarf female as well. Let me open a new tab. I'm going to see who all has the SO6 animation. SO6. What? Are you not finding any results? Nobody has SO6? What did I mess up? Let's search for like SO1. So everyone has SO1. Everyone has SO2. 3, 4, not 5. SO5 is yawn. So like in my case, if I yawn, nothing's happening. Nobody has SO6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I forget how high this goes. Yeah, it goes up high. So there's a ton of animations that must be in a separate file. Because that's the only way that would work. Yeah, there's like pretty much, here, let me write these notes in our thing. SO1 to SO4 are packed in global car. SO5 plus somewhere else. So global 2, I have a bunch of the globals extracted. Let me do a search on each one for like SO5, you know? It's possible they were getting packed, but WCE doesn't put them on its own model. So IXARs have SO5 built into Global 4. Yeah, and that's fine, Darius. I'm trying to override it though, and I need to know where that original fallback's at. Vashir are in Global 7. When it comes to like global load in like classic EQ, CH Equip back in the day had a bunch of interesting files, right? Which you got removed on ROF. Then, do I have CH Equip? Yeah. No, this is an S3D. I want, well, there we go. Thank you. Does SO5 exist in CH Equip? No. Does SO4? Yes. So CH Equip does the same thing for TACP. So what's an easy way for me to find animations? Or we could just look at all of the, like, it wouldn't be in G-Equip because those are just like weapons, equipment, armor, helms, things like that. Then you have global. There is a global car 1, but it looks like it's identical to global car in TACP. What is it called in RLF2? Is it the same? Global. No. Doesn't even exist. Unless I've messed it up. Let me double check that. I am known to like hack this all sorts of ways. No, there's GLM, global car, global object, which is super small, then 2, 3, 4, etc. That's weird. Where would global animations go? I don't think EQ fear packs have anything related to animations. They're all in S3Ds. Just doing a quick search on S3D on TACP. I'm just going to double check the naming convention, see if there's anything in here. No, I think we've covered it. It's got to be somewhere though. I don't know. It's weird. I think we're pretty good though. Some of the animations don't work. not end of the world. We'll have to do a little bit more, like, that's a to-do. Figure out where player models animations for SO5 Plus are loaded from. But this all aside, I guess I can go ahead and finish creating a custom race. Do I really need to test that? I guess I do. Okay. We'll call it AWM, and we'll repack everything. This is honestly pretty easy though. All I have to do is go in here, rename you to AWM. Oh, wait. Do you know, by the way, Darius, if I call an S3D like a new name, does the, I think the DM sprite def needs to also adhere to said name. Yeah. So I'm going to have to do a cascade mim rename of everything. It's not hard. It's just a little bit of work. So we're going to go AWM on the include. We rename mim to AWM. Then in root, we take all these and rename them AWM. Then we take mim.any, rename AWM. We take every mim instance and make it AWM. We take flying kick, we do AWM. We take mim more and we make it AWM. These are just cloak references. We take the base mim, AWM. I think that's it. Let's see. AWM, Annie, flying kick, and more. I think we're solid on this part. And then root has that. We don't need to rename any of the textures. Okay. But yeah, dude, this is kind of cool that I was managing to take the original player models and turn them into NPCs, you know? And actually every single animation works on NPCs is what I've also learned. So you really can just use a social animation slot and play it. So just some confirmation from what we were talking about that other day. Okay, so next we're going to go into, what is it? Rebuild. And we're going to rename mim to AWM. Then I'm going to tweak my converter to write an AWM S3D. Success. Okay. Now I need to get Visual Studio open. I don't know if my Blender or my computer, you just get a blue screen, it looks like, when I do that. That sucks. It's all right, though. I could add it real quick. No, it says I'm switching to VS. You just don't see that specific version of it. There. All right. We'll see if everything's happy with EQ Core. Nope. Okay. Do I have another another project? One sec. I usually have like 10 copies of EQ Core, so here's your rebuild EQ's copy. And let me fix it for you guys. What? I have issues with this one too. EQ Core. Why are you broken? What changes do I have local? None. What did I break? I broke something. I wonder. Did I? I'll have to look into this later. But essentially, I should have everything ready, and I can give instructions now on how to include it. Okay. So basically, you need to, in rules, increase the model. Where's an easy way to? I think I have this all documented in Eqima docs, don't I? Like how to add a new model. Custom models. How to add custom races. So in rules, increase. Where is that rule? By 1. Probably 733. Okay, next in EQ cores options.h, add a race entry. I think it's going to be 0 AWM. I think 3.1 should be fine. That might need some tweaking. And then in, what else? Path. In global load, because it's an illusion, that means it needs to be loaded everywhere. And because it's an S3D, you can't use AWM profit. I'll give it to them in message. All right. Anyways, I'm technically done, so I think I'm going to wrap up. Anyone have any questions while I'm, around? Any inquiries, feature requests, whatever? Yeah. Mission successful. So come play. I'm honestly not playing a ton until the hero's journeys next week. I don't know if I really am interested in Teak, but yeah. Oh, right on. Hanging in Zegany. Cool, cool. All right, dudes. I'm going to hop off, though. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to probably be streaming a lot once the THJ is live. But have a good one. Take care.